What's going on, everyone? It's time for a road ahead. Heinzie's here. How's it going, man?
Man, I've had a crazy week. First
Yeah?
thing is, yeah. It's been absolutely mental. I'm now the owner of a Relic 9 Chief Nebbit after last week. We hit a sub goal we threw out there, which was ridiculous and impossible, and
Yeah.
we hit that target. And I actually have a Relic 9 Chief Nebbit.
Do you at least have the Omicron?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't put it on yet. I think it's going on the next few days. But Relic 9, Chief Nebbit is sitting on my roster right
I mean,
now.
at Relic 9, I'm curious, like, just how much can Jawas do? You're going to be the go-to guy.
Well, I did take out I got the red crate in the newest Galactic Challenge, man. Not a lot of other people got that, so it works. It absolutely works.
For the once every 6 months when the Jawa GC comes around, you're going to be laughing at us.
I'll be pumped and ready to rock, and everyone else is going to be crying. So, absolutely. But no, absolutely thrilled. So I want to thank everyone, certainly, to support. That was crazy stuff.
All right, well, let's get right into it, guys. Our meme of the week actually leads right into our topic. This is the Road Ahead Stormtrooper. Aren't you a little short for a Road Ahead?
It's so good. It really is so good. And
man.
so appropriate. That's the problem. We got a lot to talk about with that one today, Cubs.
Yeah, so let's jump into it then, Heinzie. We got a Road Ahead. It was, the way that I saw a lot of people describe this is there was nothing disappointing in the Road Ahead, but the Road Ahead itself was very disappointing because what we got effectively was some quality of life changes and that frankly we should have had all along, but it is good to see them. I don't want to be negative about those changes because the changes to Grand Arena are fantastic. We got the announcement of the Razor Crest blueprints, which to me the Razor Crest blueprint announcement is something they could just put in a hotfix or in a weekly update. Not a huge deal. The Jawa Scavenger update is cool as well. Then we already knew about Mace rework, so that was really nothing at all. And then we all kind of figured that the Grand Inquisitor was coming. So the only new piece of information really with that is that he's going to be a GL killer apparently in Territory Wars, and that he's going to be a legendary event. But other than that, Heinzie, it's like, I mean, what's going on? Like they mentioned in the State of the Galaxy, new game modes. They have the gear Lixie that they have not updated us on.
Yeah.
What's your take on this? Am I just sometimes people tell me I'm too negative. I don't want to be too negative.
Okay. No, and that's fine. Okay. The question is this: the road ahead should be bigger than the State of the Galaxy, correct?
Yes.
That's the way that the whole releases are about. We get more information in the most recent State of the Galaxy than we did in the road ahead.
Yeah.
And that to me, as someone said in chat, because we're live recording this right now, underwhelming. And I think that's the ideal word for this right now. It's pretty underwhelming. And no mention on updates to gear. We know it needs to be done apart from the scavenger where you can farm it. So that, I mean, I've got 2 characters in my roster that really I just use to farm gear to put in the scavenger for
that's a great update.
And that's a great update. You're right. Absolutely. So I can remove that. But does that really help us in the long term with the gear crunch? I don't think so. I think that's just a convenience.
No, that's just it's pure quality of life. And also with quality of life. So we've seen quality of life, big quality of life updates before, right?
Yeah.
And so if the focal point of this road ahead was we're going to give you guys some great quality of life stuff, then it's pretty underwhelming too. Because we only got just a couple quality of life updates, right? Like the ability to set our defenses in Grand Arena this way and have the roster lock adjusted and the Jawa. That's basically the only quality of life updates we got. Unless you want to include the Omicron being shown now on the character screen.
That should have been in the first place. I mean, that's not a quality of life. That's hey, we couldn't put it in the game at the time. We'll put it in later. I mean, that when you release that should have already been there.
I know. So it's like, even if we're looking at this as, it's a quality of life road ahead. Like, okay, we got like 3 quality of life updates. Where's the Heinzie? Like this game. Yeah. The thing is this game is how old now? You know, we're coming up on like 6.5 years.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm seeing people quit every day. I feel like we're at a point now where we've got to be giving people reasons to stay, and this is not really doing that much for anyone.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we mentioned it as well, and again, it's mentioned in chat right now. Fleet loadouts. I mean, we've been asking that for forever. We know.
Yeah.
We spoke to them a couple of weeks ago when Crumb was on with me, and we mentioned that it was a priority. That's great, but I think that's a bigger priority than a lot of the other stuff that we got in quality of life. I just don't see that as enough. I expected walls of text of all sorts of things with the road ahead. This is our blueprint for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, if this is the blueprint for the next 3 months, got to be concerned a little bit. I'm not saying
next road ahead isn't until June.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the whole bloody BS game's dying crap. I don't care about any of that. It's irrelevant. All I'm saying is that I kind of wanted some more meat on those bones.
No, but we sat here, Heinze. We were sitting here chatting, and everyone who is watching this live was here for this. But we were trying to figure out what are we going to talk about in Rogue Actions today. And our third topic that we're going to hit on here in a little bit came pretty quick, but we couldn't figure out what the second topic was going to be on my video. And then I made this comment. I was just like, it's amazing to me that we just got a road ahead last week and we can't figure, like, we're having a conversation trying to figure out what we're going to even talk about.
Yeah.
Right after we got the road ahead. Like, that's the point where the news should just be flowing in. There should be so many topics. We're trying to cut topics and figure out what are the most important topics to talk about. But instead, here we are still talking about how underwhelming the road ahead was.
Yeah. And I get it's difficult, but as I said, this is the 3-month blueprint. This is the design of this type of announcement. And I for one certainly did expect a bit more than that. I mean, the Grand Inquisitor was announced. It's a GL killer. That's great. But
and we knew he was coming. It's like
every man and his dog knew that character was coming to this game. It was just a case of what the hell is it going to do, and what are you going to need?
Here's a question for you, Heinze. Do you think it would have felt different? Maybe if, like, I don't want to dog on your exclusive, but let's say maybe you didn't get that exclusive on the Mace rework, right? And we didn't know that was coming. Do you think the road ahead might have hit a little bit different if that was when we found out that Mace Windu was getting a rework?
Oh, look, it probably would have been better, but I still don't think it was enough. And this is the thing. I mean, Mace rework is great, but they adjust characters all the time. New ones are coming out with Omicrons all the time.
That's a big rework, though. I mean,
100%, absolutely. I mean, we used it today with this Starkiller lineup, and the ship came out of the sky before Mace could even get a turn. But that's a whole different story. But it was there. So. It certainly would have made a little bit of a difference, yes. But if they knew that the announcement was going to be done with us, and which was great, mind you, and please, I can't wait to do something else down the track. Make no mistake. But if they knew that was coming out, then there should have been more meat on the bones in this road ahead as well, because they already knew a lot of it had already been announced.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not going to jump up and down about it because I'm thrilled that they're talking to us at all. And
that's a separate subject. Like I'm thrilled that they are too. It's not even that I didn't want them to give you the exclusive at all. I'm just wondering if maybe because we already knew about that.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, well, we already know about that. The rest of it kind of fell flat. So maybe if we found out about it from the road ahead, maybe it would have felt different. I don't know. Look, it's just my reaction. It's just Heinze's reaction. Those of you here seem to all kind of agree watching this live. Down in the chat for the video comments, let us know where you guys are at. At the end of the day, there's nothing in this road ahead that I think was bad. I'm really happy about what's coming.
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping for more here pretty soon. So, all right, Heinze, when are we getting another GL? I think one of the biggest things I assumed would be in this road ahead is some kind of hint, some kind of illusion, or announcement about who the next GL in Galaxy of Heroes would be. The last time we got a GL was what? September?
Yes. So late last year was the last one that we got when Lord Vader dropped.
Yeah.
He was the most recent one. And yeah, look, if it had to be announced in the road ahead. I mean, it had to have been. So if we're not going to get one until June, the really funny thing, Cubs, I'm going to rip out the whole cliche right now.
Here we go.
And honestly say that it might come out in August. because if the road ahead's in June, that then gives you 2 months to get the requirements out, right? And I'm just saying they could be messing with us right now, and they could drop him in August. And I
That
know
could
it's
happen.
funny to a lot of long-term players because there's an ongoing joke around the community for a long time that when's that coming out? Oh, it's coming out in August.
It goes all the way back to when CG was getting ready to release the tank raid.
Yeah,
All the way. We're going back to 2016 for that meme.
yeah.
6 years ago.
So the joke's been going on forever. When's it coming out? In August. But honestly, we may now get our next GL in August. No BS. So that would be the joke's on us if that's the case. But there's no reason why not. That time frame works. I'd be very surprised if we get it within the next 3 months, like any sort of announcement. I just don't see them announcing it until the next road ahead.
Now,
And
how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's good or bad?
I mean, personally, for me, I'm not super fussed about it. I know a lot of people are still working on the current Galactic Legends we have, and they need more time to farm those. And I think that there's certainly. I mean, I'm an in-game player, as you know. Do I want one tomorrow? Not necessarily. Would I be ready if it came out tomorrow? Yes, I would be.
Yeah.
But it's I'm banking energy at the moment. I do that all the time. So there are a lot of other people doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So the longer it goes, technically, the more yellow energy I have, and that's a good thing for me. But if it came out tomorrow, well, I think a lot of the in-game players would be prepared for that. But I don't think that's happening for the next few months, because if they did, it would damn straight have come out in this road ahead.
Yeah. Do you think then, Heinze, with all of the Inquisitors that we're getting right now, a lot of times we see a lot of characters released, and then we get a announcement of an XGL and that kind of thing, and pretty much all of the marquee characters they've been releasing are leading up to that, like kind of like Bad Batch was with Lord Vader. Do you think that these Inquisitors are going to bleed up into a GL, or not?
I think it should at some point. It might not necessarily be the next one, because you know how they're spreading them out now. They're not releasing two together.
But they always kind of like them to be close by to each other.
They'll be within range.
Because then everybody doesn't have them, right? They got to panic for them.
Yeah, they'll be within striking distance. But I think that if there is, the two options, and I believe that there will be at least two this year, and maybe four, but probably two, the way that the year's going and the time frames that they're running on. I think it would be the second one, which would certainly give people more time to at least achieve it. I don't think they're going to roll it out on the first one. But hey, subject to change, baby. I had to say it, Cubs. I had to say it, mate.
Every video, man. Every video.
Anything's possible, people. But
all right.
If we get a GL, should have been in this announcement, and it wasn't.
I feel two ways about it. I'm excited to know who the next GL is going to be, but I'm also totally okay with waiting, because it gives everyone a chance to catch up. So I think it's actually positive for the game, but it's almost like waiting for that shoe to fall. Like, all right, what's it going to be? When's it going to come? What's the next thing I'm going to have to panic farm? And so anyway, so, all right. Well, we're going to jump over to Heinze's video, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check his video out. If you guys are not watching Heinze's portion of Rogue Actions, you're only watching half of it. So be sure to get over there. I'll get Heinze's link in there today like a good boy.
Yeah. The gritty part's on the other side, guys. We're not done yet.
All right. Love you, fam.